Hello people on the internet and YouTube people and whoever is watching this right now. Yes, I am finally back. I promised you that I will make more pinball videos, and here I am with another pinball video, and I hope you're gonna like it. Today I want to talk about the Demolition Man, the first pinball machine that I ever got, and yeah, I want to give you a nice review of this pinball machine, and I hope you like it. I hope you find it interesting, and yeah, here we go. So let's talk about the Demolition Man. The Demolition Man was made in the year 1994 by Williams, and there are, I think, 7,019 units that were built. I think it's also confirmed. And yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this machine. First off, let's talk about the cabinet. As you can see, this cabinet is wider than the cabinet of some other pinball machines. For example, the Jurassic Park. You can also see it always on the back box that there is less space and all that kind of stuff. That's because the Demolition Man is a so-called wide body pinball machine. I think the first wide body pinball machines that have been made by Williams were also called super pins, you know, like the Star Trek Next Generation pinball machine. But this one isn't called a super pin, it's just a wide body. So it's wider. It's not bigger, but it's wider, you know, like left and right. So you have a nice big play field. Some people don't like wide body pinball machines. I don't have a problem with them. They are, you know, just like a regular pinball machine. They are good. There are probably better ones, and whatever, you know, I like it. Then let's talk about the design and the look of the pinball machine. Starting off by the back box, or the translite in this case, because you can't really see the sides of the back box. Maybe you can if we go to this side, but it's really dark. So it's just a big picture of Wesley Snipes with some lightning bolts. So yeah, many people hate this translite design for the Demolition Man, and I have to be honest, I also don't really like it. I'm not a fan of this design. Williams made some really cool, really awesome pinball machines, so you probably wonder why they couldn't come up with a better design for the translite instead of those three gigantic heads and the little futuristic police car right there. Well, the problem is the Demolition Man is what's called a licensed pinball machine. It's based on a license. In this case, the movie Demolition Man, which was made by Warner Bros. And yeah, the problem with licensed pinball machines is that the company, in this case Williams, they can't do everything they want to do. I mean, they have a lot of creative free space or whatever when it comes to the layout of the playfield and the missions and all that kind of stuff, but there is still a lot of stuff that needs to be confirmed that they can use it. So they have to get everything confirmed or checked before they can use it. You know, colors and pictures of the actors, and sound effects, animations, fonts for the letters, designs. You know, there's a lot of stuff, so they can't do whatever they want to do. And they can't use every design they want to use. In this case, the design for the Translite. They had some other designs. For example, they had this one, which looks pretty similar to the one that we have right now, but you can still see that there are some differences. But my personal favorite, and also the favorite design of pretty much every Demolition Man owner, is this design, which happens to be one of the very first designs. But, you know, this design never got confirmed. So you probably wonder, what kind of an idiot does something like this? What kind of a person looks at all those cool designs that we just saw, that we've just seen, whatever, English is hard, and says, no, you can't use this, you have to do something else, you have to use something else. And then he confirms this stupid design that we have right now. What kind of an idiot does something like this? Well, the person who did it, and the person responsible for this design that we have right now, is none other than Mr. Wesley Snipes himself. Yeah. The story goes like this. When the movie came out, Wesley Snipes was a pretty, well, I wouldn't say young actor, but, you know, his career just started going off. And he got worried that the way he looked on all those other designs made him look, I don't know what, but he thought that it would be bad for his career as a movie actor. So that's why they ended up using this design with this face right here that we have right now. And I have to say, this was probably the worst and stupidest idea and the stupidest thing that Wesley Snipes ever did, or that Wesley Snipes could do. Because, I mean, look at this picture. Does this really look like the Simon Phoenix that we have seen in the movie? No, it doesn't. It looks like, I don't know, a passport picture or something like this. He looks like a really normal guy, but he doesn't look like the maniac Simon Phoenix that we used to know from the movie. You know, and this face also doesn't match all the cool phrases that we can hear when we play the game. It's just a bad design, and it was a bad decision to do something like this. So every design would have been better than this one right here. So thank you, Mr. Simon Phoenix. Thank you, Mr. Wesley Snipes, for screwing up all the great designs and screwing up the Translite for the Demolition Man pinball machine. Yeah, that's just something that I have to say it, you know. But let's go on. Let's stop rambling about the design of the Translite. There is much more that we can talk about. So, for example, there is the DCS sound system. I don't know if it was the first Williams pinball machine that used the DCS sound system. I mean, there was also the Judge Dredd pinball machine that you saw in one of my earlier videos. But basically, the Judge Dredd pinball machine was made by Bally. But yeah, there was a time where Bally Williams was just like one company. But whatever. So the DCS sound system, standard dot matrix display. Many people don't like the design of the back box or of the cabinet. They say, I want to have a pinball machine with a naked I'm so screwed up, with a naked Sylvester Stallone or with a naked dude on the side of the cabinet. But, you know, and many people are also not really that happy with the design of the play field. I mean, it's okay for a game like this. I mean, I love the movie Demolition Man. Many people thought it was way too cheesy, but I really liked this movie, and that's why I got the Demolition Man Pinball machine as my first game, because I really liked the movie. I wanted to have a pinball machine with many wire ramps, with multi-ball and all that cool stuff, and you know, it had to be a decent price. And when I look at other pinball machines, for example Terminator 2, the Terminator 2 isn't as great as the Demolition Man, but it's more expensive because it's Terminator 2. So yeah, that's why I decided I want to get the Demolition Man instead of Terminator 2. Because it was cheaper and it's a better machine. Yeah. Okay, let's continue talking about the layout of the play field. I mean, one thing that you can see when you look at the playfield of the Demolition Man is it has many wire ramps, which is actually a cool thing, but it sucks if you have to take the playfield apart. You know, sometimes you have things underneath that you can't reach if you don't remove them. You know, sometimes you have to remove the top ones to remove the lower ones, and it really sucks. I mean, there's like a slingshot plastic or slingshot rubber back there, and if this rubber breaks, you have to take away this thing, and it sucks, you know. But when it comes to playing the game, it's actually nice to have all these wire ramps and to see the ball flying around and all that stuff. I mean, that's just something that is really cool. It's a little bit stupid that this wire ramp covers the light of the super jackpot when you play the game. I mean, if you don't really know what to do, if you're new to the game, but you know, that's just a little thing. I wish it would have more bumpers, more flashers. You know, you only have 1, 2, 3 flashers. I mean, you have some other ones underneath the ramps, but still. So there we have the Cryo Claw, where you can select different missions. Although lock freeze isn't really like a mission, but you know, I explained all that stuff in the rules video. But yeah, that's just the way it is. So here we have the car chase scene. So when you hit the ball on this thing, car goes up here and it hits this car and it goes up there. So if you want to buy this machine, like I already said in one of my first videos, I think, make sure that those cars are the original cars. Those are Matchbox cars. And yeah, especially this one is incredibly hard to find. This one you can find sometimes, but this one is incredibly hard to find. Here we have the retina scan. So you hit this thing right here and then the eyeball goes up and hits that target back there. So the stupid thing is that the plastic of the eyeball breaks because of the hits, and you can already see that there's a big air bubble inside because, you know, the liquid, or I don't even know, is it regular water or is it some kind of an oil? I don't even know. But yeah, the liquid just comes out. It doesn't really leak. It's more like a slow process, but still. So yeah, I mean, it's good to have the eyeball. It's a nice visual thing, but it sucks that it breaks down because of all the bashing. So back here we have the bumpers, the MTL. Only stupid thing is that when you play, you don't really see all 3 letters of the MTL. They are way back there, and you only see 2 of them. So sometimes you just switch around to see if one is already glowing, So that's like a stupid design that those letters or one of them are covered by all those ramps. So that's kind of confusing and not really a good thing. Yeah, then we have like this shot right here, which gives you jackpots, or it starts the multi-ball, or you can also collect the extra ball. So the stupid thing is, you have to shoot in here, which is an extremely tough shot. I have to admit that. I mean, it's really, really small, and I mean the ball is just slightly smaller, so it's really hard to hit. But the stupid thing is, if you want to collect an extra ball, or if you want to start the multi-ball, the ball has to go around here and it has to fall into this hole right there. And many times the ball just hits somewhere and then it rolls down into the bumpers, or it goes all the way around and comes out here, or sometimes it also rolls back. So it doesn't go into the hole all the time. I think it's sometimes when, I don't know, when the ball has too much spin or something. I don't know, is it really like a problem that you have when the ball has too much spin, or has it something to do with the setting of the flipper fingers, or what kind of coils you use? Because if you use other coils that are longer, the flipper fingers go up more, you know, like in the Sega pinball games. I don't know, or is it really just a problem that you can solve by setting the machine, you know, lowering the back feed or something like that? I don't know. So tell me if you have this problem, or if you had this problem and you actually solved the problem. Then here we have the underground, which is something that you hit with this flipper right here. And I removed this plastic because many times the ball just flies up there and it bashes against the plastic, and yeah, it destroys the plastic, so I removed it. Stupid thing is, now that I don't have a plastic right there, sometimes the ball gets stuck right here, so I have to open the machine and put the ball in. But you know, that's also like a little stupid design. They probably could have been a better solution, but I don't know. And also right here, the problem is sometimes the ball, usually the ball, if you shoot against the retina scan, the ball should be stopped by this little gate right here and then roll into this hole and to the left flipper finger. But the ball's just too fast. It bounces back too fast, and then it comes out right here, and sometimes it falls in between those two flipper fingers. I mean, if you hit the car crash or the car chasing scene, you get a ball saver, because many times the ball goes out in the middle, so you don't lose your ball. But with the retina scan, they assume that the ball ends up in this hole, so you don't get a ball saver, and sometimes the ball goes out into the middle, and yeah, you don't have a ball saver. Also, I have this problem that when I shoot the left ramp, the ball comes out here and it has too much spin, so it falls out, rolls back, and rolls in the out lane. I don't know, is this also a problem that only I have, or is it also a setting problem, or what is it? I have no idea, but it has too much spin. So I don't know if this is also like a design mistake or whatever. So yeah, but there are many nice shots. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different shots, and then you have 5 stand-up targets. So yeah, that's a lot of shots, and it's a lot of cool stuff that you can do on this pinball machine. and the rules are also pretty cool and pretty good for a pinball machine of that price. And yeah, it's like sometimes it's just the theme that makes this pinball machine unpopular, but many people said that they used to have this machine, they sold the machine, and now they really regret it because it's a lot of fun, especially when you have the home ROMs where you can activate the vulgar speech function. So only thing that I changed in this machine, as you can already see, are the mirror things and those lines right here. I also put in some colored light bulbs because usually all this would be just white. I don't know why they decided to make those things white instead of giving it a little bit more color. Also the retina scan is glowing white, so I think this just gives it a little bit more depth, or just a little bit a better look. It's just visual stuff, you know. I also thought about replacing the red light bulbs right here at the cryo claw with blue ones, but I thought to myself, no, I want to keep the original colors or the original color code. So every time I change something, I just want to add something new, but I don't want to change something. The sound, I mean, the music is a pretty decent music. I mean, it's an action pinball machine, but it has actually really slow music. So it's not really like the typical action pinball machine that you used to know. I mean, if you play pinball machines like Dirty Harry, Judge Dredd, games like this, there's a lot more action and they have a rock and roll theme and all that kind of stuff. But this one, it has a real decent soundtrack. So here's an example of some of the songs that you can hear. So yeah, it's actually a really relaxing pinball machine, even if it's an action pinball machine. But yeah, but it has many multi-balls. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multi-balls. So yeah, if you don't like multi-balls, stay away from this machine, because this is like a typical ultimate multi-ball machine. But it's actually a lot of fun, and there are different variations in the multi-balls, how to get jackpots, how to get the super jackpot and all that stuff. But yeah, not too much that is different, but it's pretty cool and I like it, and I don't have anything against multi-balls. I like them. I mean, maybe it's a little bit too much, but you know, that's just the way it is. Yeah. So what else can I say about the Demolition Man? Another thing that I should probably mention is that this game doesn't have a video mode. And for me, that's something good because I don't like video modes. Because I hate it when the game just stops and it forces me to play a little video game. You know, I don't want to play a video game, I want to play pinball. You know, and second of all, I suck at those video modes. Seriously. So that's why I don't like them. Maybe you think that it's something bad. I think that it's something good that this game doesn't have a video mode. So, what else? Yeah. Something that makes this pinball machine stand out and really unique are definitely those two handles right here, you know, with the triggers and the buttons up here. So they are really good and really solid. I mean, they are real metal. They are not just like chrome painted plastic or something like this. They are actually metal, which isn't like really the best thing because you still have some rust sometimes, especially on older machines. But yeah, that's something that makes this game really unique and stand out, because even until today it still is the only pinball machine in the world that offers two different control methods. I mean, yes, you have pinball machines who have multiple buttons, flipper buttons or something like this, and then you have the two other games, I think they were called Rapid Fire and Hyperball, who have like those grips right here where you can control where the balls are going, but those games aren't really pinball machines because they don't have flippers, and you know, it's basically just some sort of, I don't know, how should I say this, Space Invaders with little metal balls, you know, so instead of lasers you're shooting balls. But you know, it has nothing to do with pinball. So the Demolition Man is still the one and only pinball machine in the world that offers two different control methods, and that's really cool. And you also get some extra points when you play with them instead of the flipper buttons, because it's a little bit harder, a little bit more difficult. So yeah, I really like that. So what can I say about the Demolition Man? Is it a good machine? Is it a bad machine? Can I recommend it? What can I say about it? Well, I have to say, maybe the design isn't like the best design that they could have used, but whatever. It has many multi-balls, it has some small missions. I wish the missions would be a little bit deeper, but you know, what the hell. It doesn't have a video mode, which I like. It has two different control methods. It has 5 different multi-balls, which is cool. The music could have been a little bit more pumped up so that it gives you like this little adrenaline rush, but it fits the theme perfectly. The music really goes along with the theme pretty well. What I like about this game is that it has the final shot. Something that I was criticizing about the Judge Dredd pinball game, that you know, there is no point in the game where you say, now I have ended and completed the game. There is no such thing as the final shot, where you know, when I can make this shot, I finished the game. Well, the Demolition Man has this final shot, because if you played the Cryo Prison multi-ball and you lose all the balls except for one, all the lights start flashing and you have to shoot up the right ramp to finish the Cryo Prison multi-ball and collect all the bonus points and all that stuff. So that's like the final shot, and that is something that gives you like this adrenaline rush at the end of the game, when you know you just have to make one more shot to defeat the game. So that's something that I really like. It's a wide body, but it doesn't have such a wide open playfield like the Star Trek Next Generation, but it still feels pretty good. It's a really nice game. I really love the speech and the funny quotes in this game. They are really a lot of fun. And you have also cows and Easter eggs and hidden bonus points and all that kind of stuff. So it really is a nice game. I would definitely give it maybe 7.5, maybe even 8 out of 10 points. And I would really recommend this game if you are new to pinball, or even if you are already a little skilled player. I mean, for me, it's not only because it's my first pinball machine that I ever got, but for me this game is definitely a keeper, and I definitely won't sell it. I won't give it away unless I really need money, and I really have to. But yeah, so that was my review of the Demolition Man. Maybe I will post one more review in German, I don't know. But stay tuned, I still have to work on my problems for the Jurassic Park, then I will continue with this machine. So stay tuned for more pinball videos. I hope you like it. Subscribe, leave comments. You can also check out my other YouTube channel with a lot of random stuff. So yeah, I hope you liked it. I hope it was worth waiting for such a long time for a new video. And see you in one of my next videos about my pinball life. Bye.